What's up, baby
Billy
Joe?
James.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm here, champ. I'm here.
How
Woo!
are
Legend, hip
you?
hop royalty.
We're gonna toast to it. We can't see you, but we know you in the building, so we're gonna toast to you anyway.
That's right. That's right. Let's do it.
Firing squad. Firing squad in the building, baby.
What's up, Billy James? You guys, we are here. We have MOP. We have new music that we are going to share with you. We are so excited to have another show. Welcome to Champagne and Conversations. My co-host for the afternoon is Baby Jodeci. I know you all have seen him all over the gram, so we wanted to bring him in as well. He'll be assisting us with our music
What's
for
up,
today.
y'all?
So, Mr. Dance, how are you, sir?
I'm good, darling. I'm well, thank you for having me first, right? Let me say
Yes,
that.
absolutely.
And yeah, I am well. Still moving, enjoying life, enjoying the music, enjoying this new found energy I came across. Um, so yeah, I'm just here, mom. I'm here. I'm ready. I'm
Tell me
ready.
about that new energy because I might need a little bit.
You know what? I'm gonna be honest, right? I don't even know where it came from. One year I sat around and I literally made four records, four songs in the entire year. And
Okay.
how could I call myself a rapper if I only make four songs in an entire year, right?
Well, if it was fire, it was
So
okay.
yeah, but I was down, like my energy was down. So one day I just woke up and I was supposed to have been going to the store, but I headed toward the airport and just hopped on a plane and went to Atlanta.
I like it.
Uh, I went to Atlanta and I created the same four songs that I created that took me a whole year to create. I created it four songs in Atlanta in a weekend, and then I got on another plane and I flew to Texas, did the same thing, and then I I flew to Switzerland and did the same thing there. So I found this energy just because I wasn't in the same spot, and physically you don't have to move, but mentally you have to move.
There
So
you
that's what
go.
I had to do. You know what I mean? So, but I'm rolling. When I say I'm rolling, I'm rolling. I've created so many records in the last 2.5 years. It's ridiculous.
So
Mm.
It's
one
like
of those
it's
that
like I'm
we
a rapper
really
again.
absolutely, yes, and one of them that I particularly wanted to talk to you about, this is ours. Now, was that inspired before we went into this whole pandemic, and now, of course, with all of
This
this
thing of ours.
pro,
This
uh,
thing of ours, yeah.
I do apologize for that. Thank you. The inspiration for that, was that based on where we are today, or was that something that you had experienced previously?
From that actually came from just everything that I see about the business right now with all the artists, young and old, kind of bickering with each other. The older artists are saying, I don't like this kind of music. I don't like what the kids are doing. The younger kids are being disrespectful to the older artists. And, if we all sit down and just think about it, like, this is something that we have. Like, regardless to how it was manipulated and got into the hands of big corporations, it's ours. Like, this started with us. And if we keep fighting over it, it ain't really gonna be that cool. You know what I mean? It's gonna go away. And when you think about it, it's like all the major corporations, all the major league sports teams, and all of this, the big tech companies, collectively, they haven't been able to secure as many homes in the urban community as hip hop has.
Mm.
Right now, we got one of ours, with one of the biggest shows on TV, 50, with Power. We got one of ours that's sitting with the cats at NFL. You know what I mean? That's Jay. One of ours actually sold some headphones for $1 billion. That all came
Oh,
from hip hop.
you
You know what
mentioned
I
that.
mean?
You mentioned that too in Baker's Dozen. You mentioned that.
That's right. That's right. That's very important though, because look, the people that are in these positions, living in these amazing homes, driving these amazing cars, got these ridiculous bank accounts, they're from the same corners that most of us are from. So now I'm more happy about being able to say my people with this thing of ours that we created. Now we got something going. I
Talk
was
that
able to
talk.
look. I put, I've been putting records out for years. I was able to put all my kids through college. I was able to take care, all my bills, buy a couple homes, nice cars, everything. If it wasn't for hip hop, I wouldn't have been able to do that. I'd have been trying, but
Wow.
I'm able to do that just on the strength of hip hop. So this thing of ours is very important. And when I get off a plane coming from any country in the world, I want to bump into Cool Herc and say, Unc, I just came from such and such. They loving this thing. They still loving this thing.
Hip
It
hop,
ain't
baby.
over. Hip hop need to go, man. This thing of ours, we need to keep going.
So that's pretty much your call to
Wow.
action at this point, is for everyone to just get involved, step up and get involved. Your contributions are necessary to keep this movement going at this point.
That's right. That's
Yes,
right. That's
I
right.
like it. I love hip hop. As you can hear, Baby Jodeci is all in. He has your track going in the back, and we were just gonna bring it up a little bit so people could hear it.
I got it.
Uh,
Yeah, that's got a lot of power behind it. I will tell you, you haven't lost it from when we first were introduced to you to now. So I love that. I
Thank you,
admire
dog.
the fact that you've been able to stay true to who you are and keep that passion burning.
Never, you never sugarcoated it, nothing. You kept it all the way played, kept it real.
Thank
Yes.
you, brother. I mean, that's what I do. You know what? I make music the way that I make it because that's how I want to hear it. You know what I
Oh,
mean? Like I don't, look down on nobody else or say I don't like what someone else does. I listen to it if I'm in that mood, but the way I want to hear it is the way I present it. So that's why I do it
oh, I
that
like
way.
that.
You know what I mean?
That definitely is authentic. Nothing but. So with that,
You came out swinging too. On that Bangkok, you came out swinging, brother. Like you
Thank
never,
you, bro.
it's like you never lost a step. You came out with something on your chest, like all these little young industry cats. Let me show you the real. We ain't never left.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Sometimes you gotta spank them a little bit, bro.
that's an OG. That's what that is.
OG, triple OG, absolutely.
So talk to us about Show Me, because that is actually my favorite. It was probably 1 o'clock this morning and I was in here with it loud, and I was just like, that fire sounds a little bit like Anya, and
Uh,
that energy. So I wanted to find out what your inspirations were for that, or was that kind of the same producers, or where were we with that one?
well, Show Me in Bangkok is actually produced by. It's so amazing. I'm really really happy to say this. A beautiful, beautiful young woman in California who's basically a part of my family. Her name is Jazzy Moto.
Okay.
She, I mean, when you see her, you like, she's like a gorgeous girl, really thin, petite, and for her to be making these extra hard beats, like
Yes.
Crazy, right?
ridiculous. And like it doesn't even fit, but she's amazing at it. Um,
That's awesome.
so with Show Me, it was like when I do a project, I do a project one song after the other.
Okay.
And Show Me was a song that I didn't have. That's the only thing that I didn't have on the project. And I needed something different. If you listen to that whole Baker's Dozen, it's just a bunch of different records that work together, as
Okay.
opposed to someone going, well, you're Billy Danze, you have to do records this way. No, I'm not. No, I don't. Like, I am Billy Danze, but I'm an artist too. So I can make
Nice.
any kind of record I want. And not anybody, the fan or could try to back me into a corner, but I'm an artist. So
Yeah.
I'm not gonna back myself into a corner. You know what I
Absolutely.
mean?
You're not gonna confine yourself to a box creatively.
I'm not gonna do that because I mean if I wanted, I wouldn't even do Annie Up right now today. That's not the record that I would make today. Whatever's on my mind today is what I'm gonna make. And
Love that.
that's for all the young artists out there or anybody out there. Like you could do whatever you want. Don't get backed into a corner. The worst thing about getting backed into a corner, when you're in that corner or in that sound, when that sound dies out, so do you
That's right.
as an artist.
Absolutely. Once that
You
trend,
know what I
once
mean?
that trend is over, the trend
You're
you were
done.
following is over. That's like a record, like you said in it, you actually said that in the interview before. You said if the record label is following a trend, once that trend's over, the record label goes with it too.
That's right. This is why we don't build record labels, brother. We build companies.
I
We
like
build
it.
record
I love that. I
companies.
love that.
If
I like it.
you go to Sony has, they may have Madonna, everything. So if you take, all the urban indie record company or record labels, like you take Death Row had the gangster sound. Rockefeller had like the fly sound. G Unit had like, the street sound or whatever. Once that phase go away, then the record company fizzles out.
Right.
Because what else you gonna give them?
Right.
We want this from you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You can't go give us no good music, no R&B music, because you always talk about, what was going on the block. So once the fans that's paying attention to you talk about the block, once they realize the block ain't cool,
The block ain't hot anymore. We're moving on now.
you know,
That's right. We're losing you just a little bit.
then it's all over. Then it's all over. You know what I'm saying? So that's right. That's right. And I appreciate my fans for let me make records.
It's supporting you.
You guys.
That's what you're known for.
You're good. You're good now. So tell us, what was your inspiration as you were growing up? We all had the legends that we love. What was your inspiration to even leading you to hip hop?
Well,
We're losing you a little bit. We might need you to start that answer over.
self is just.
There you go. You there? Okay, you're coming back now. Okay.
Like it was just.
So I was asking you, what were the legends that influenced you?
Check your connection, Billy. Oh, I like how you put Baby Jodeci. That's cool.
Of the time for me when I first.
There you go.
Okay. Well, hip hop for me at the time, it was really just the bringing home. It was my sister's birthday, which oh, hello.
Yep, we can hear you.
Right now, I can tell.
Yeah, we got you.
All right, I think he's gonna come back in, fix it.
Okay, let's just listen to Show Me while we're waiting on him to return, ladies and gentlemen. We have Billy Danes, if you all are just joining us, and he should be back in just a moment, but we'll turn up a little bit on Show Me.
Absolutely. This is Billy Dan Show Me off his latest album, The Baker's Dozen. He just dropped this last year.
We have you back.
I'm back. Can you?
Yeah, you're bouncing just a little bit.
Hello?
Okay, there we are. You there?
Teddy Riley,
Okay,
go
cool.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have you in a bad area. Are you traveling?
Oh no.
We have you here, but it looks like we might have lost connection.
I got that.
There you are.
Send him the Zoom link.
No, he's still on.
Back now.
This is a little better. You come in and out. Are you moving?
Jesus.
Okay.
This is no good. I'm in the car right now.
Oh yeah,
Hello?
that's what it was.
You
Okay,
sound good now.
we got you now.
Yeah. Okay. So what inspired me as far as rap was when I was a kid. It was really for the time. Like that's what was going on in the time.
Okay.
And my sister's birthday, I remember this very clearly. My father came home with a record player and a record, and the record was Sugar Hill Gang.
Oh wow.
Very first hip hop record, right? And from there, like my sister gave me like this MC name, and she gave me like this rap name and all that, and I've been loving it ever since.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Once to actually be an artist, like I never planned on being an artist. Like all of us have written songs and played around with it, but it was never something serious for me because it was something. It's like becoming a movie star or becoming a basketball player. It's something that you just dream about. But in our urban communities, all we do have is dreams, and for most of us, those don't come true. So I never dreamed of actually putting a record out. So I thank Fame and my boy Blaze for that, for getting me involved with that.
So you really weren't aspiring to be
as far as
into
the
hip hop.
artists go, like I was. No,
Oh, wow.
story is I was. True story is, and I don't know what your audience is like, but I can be honest.
Absolutely transparent.
Could you imagine if you never rapped?
Right. I probably wouldn't have been able to pay for college, or ended up in the other college. Yeah.
We love that. That conversation is something to be had. But that's very. Actually, I've heard several artists that have said their family members were influential in them becoming part of the hip hop world. So that's nice to hear that you too had that same influence or support, I guess, support actually. In your career. So have you decided on what's next for you? I know you are releasing this new album and you're doing some virtual tour dates, I'm sure, but what else do you have on your forecast? Are you there? We can see you.
My intention is to torture you. I want to be cool. I'm trying to be cordial, but I gain stomach pains with the slightest thought.
Ladies and gentlemen, he may be coming back in. He said he was traveling, so we might have been getting into a little.
Y'all. This is Billy Dance. What up, Doe? Lose it. Baker's Dozen. Y'all go stream that on the platforms. Go support my guy. Hip hop royalty in the building.
You out here man twerking. What the fuck is that about? That's what I'm mad about. This motherfucker done stripped town with the money bag is enough to bring the splatter out, yo. Don't make me. I swear to God, I will build it. I hope all of niggas is hard and moving with you.
We're just gonna wait a few minutes and see if he comes back in, guys.
The thing about Dance too, though, he hasn't lost that energy. Like his lyrical aggression on his new stuff is exactly the same as all the old classic MOP albums. It's crazy.
Right. Especially for him to say that he wasn't really, aspiring to be a hip hop artist, but has so much fire. I guess that was just, you know,
It was almost destiny for his family members to be like, no, you need a rap name. You know what I mean? Like,
visionaries,
wow,
right?
destiny. I'm telling you.
That's all right.
Okay. Yeah, what up, though?
Y'all go support my girl Champagne V2. Go follow her Instagram. Go follow the YouTube. Champagne and Conversations.
And you all know Baby Jodeci, you've seen him all on the gram.
I'm always on the gram. I'm always supporting my favorite artists, all the new Jack legends. I'm always in the mix. And I'm just doing my part to fuel the fire to this hip hop New Jack Swing legacy. That's all I want to do. I just want to add to the culture, add to the history. I'm just a student of the game.
Doing it for the culture. Absolutely. And you wanted to talk about Blood, Sweat, and Tears. We're going to see if we get him back on. But you wanted to maybe go into that piece of it. So let's see if we can, you know, start in terms of what you were discussing earlier. And then if he comes in, you'll have the opportunity to ask the question for that.
All right, perfect. Yeah, I definitely want to ask him about that.
And what was the question that you were talking about? You said you watched the movie Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and you were asking him about the soundtrack for the movie.
Yeah, it's funny though, because they're in the film, but they're not on the official track list for the soundtrack on Belly, which is weird, but they're like, that's one of the most dominant tracks in the film. Like, so that was weird because I was looking at the track list for the I mean, MOP's been on a lot of film soundtracks. Like they've been on House Party 3, Brown Sugar, You Got Served, Belly. They've been in video games. So I wanted to ask him about that too.
Yeah, that's a good look. Definitely. We're waiting to see, guys, if he's going to be able to get back on. And if not, we might have to just do a part 2. But we can.
Oh, this Billy Dance interview was so good. Part 2, you could definitely see that coming. Especially if he doesn't come back, if his connection's messed up. Part 2 sounds good.
Right. Yes.
All right. I'm gonna play something. I'm gonna play one of the songs that really caught my ear.
Is this off Baker's Dozen?
Yeah. This is the intro to his latest album, The Baker's Dozen. Billy Dance, MOP, Champagne Conversations. Let's go.
Hey.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Billy Dance. M.O.P. I used to take
Came back with a vengeance.
From the era of trade bags and OE. Can't try to be too much, but he know me. Low key. Get out. I'll see you to the coroner. On course, I do it for the have-nots. Of course, I'm a roll with a stand spot. This nigga ain't a boss, he a mascot. Like medically modified bras with these ass shots. Now tell us how you bang shots. I sent a chinky out, Linda built woman out of Bangkok.
Honestly, this sounds like an anthem. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it makes me want to just gang out with a bunch of my hip hop cronies and just.
I love that song. It's to me, it sounds like Annie Up, but it was interesting that he said that Annie Up is not a song for today, because that was one that we weren't going to really, you know, go into, because
you mentioned that too. You're like, I don't want to. Did you read the lyrics? I don't want to play that. He felt the same way. It's not him anymore.
So when he said it, I was just like, yeah, that's what's up. So that's definitely we're definitely loving that. And then as far as Gone Fishing, let's listen to that one.
Okay. This is Gone Fishing, y'all. Billy Dance, Baker's Dozen. Go stream that. Available on all streaming platforms right now. He's got an ear for beats too. These beats is something else.
But you know, when I get off, I'm gonna look at Jazzy Moto. Jazzy Moto is who did the track for Show Me, and Show Me's track is fire. So I'm sorry, I'm a little
Yeah, yeah,
excited
it
that it was
is.
a female. But we got we're going to check her
That just
out.
goes to show the possibilities of a female. You know what I mean? Like it ain't just oh go cook and clean. No, no, women got this thing on lock too. Women run the world.
Yes,
So
yes. I'm
don't be
gonna check her
surprised if
out.
you got women producing, scoring films, directing videos.
And definitely already doing that part. We
Just
got
look at
that.
Champagne V. Everybody, if everybody's watching right now, I want everybody to put their cups up and salute the Champagne V because she's got it
Yeah.
going on. Okay, you got the glass.
Oh yes, it's got the glass. Yes.
I got the
Salute
styrofoam
V.
cup. Very, very gentleman like, very hood like,
Very hip hopish.
very hip hop, right?
No, we need the red
Absolutely.
cup.
You got the Luke Belair. I'm on a budget today, so got the Luke Belair popping. Shout out
Ain't no
Ricky
budget
Rose.
with Bel Air. No, I don't think Ricky Rose gonna say that. But we got my definitely we
What do you
doing
got? What are you
my
sipping on today, V?
my I'm learning from my champagne connoisseurs on what to
Okay.
do. So we
I
get a
almost.
little bit of this and a little Grand Cru is what we're doing today.
Okay, okay, girl. I see you, baby.
So we may have to do a part two, ladies and gentlemen, if we do not have him to come back in. And it's all love. We'll either do a part two in just a bit, or we will
Try to
come.
get an update. Try to get an update from your friend. See if he's still gonna come back in or if it's just gonna be a part two thing. Because
Yeah,
he might be trying to come back in.
yep, we may. Let's play. Did you finish Gone Fishing?
No, let me bring that back up.
I wish you would. I can show you how to be hood. Anywhere I go, I'm good.
For all you kids trying to be artists in the industry, this is how you approach the mic. Don't think about melodies. Just follow your heart.
Nigga, I'm a fish. I wish you would. I told you how to be hood. Anywhere I go, I'm good.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been Champagne and Conversation with Billy Danes, and we will resume when he will come back. We'll let you know for our part two. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank
And
you everybody for chiming in. We're gonna ride it out like this. This is Blood, Sweat, and Tears. Off the first Family for Life album, 98. If y'all seen Belly, if y'all familiar with the film Belly, y'all definitely know this one. Champagne Conversations.
yay.
Champagne V, Baby Jordan. Let's go. Billy Dance.
We got to ask, why do you feel that a male can make you real when you know that real feel can still see right through your plastic ass? Before crack was a sport and we had thoughts of getting busy. Before Jeff left, his fame met his wit.
I love this song, man.
Thank you all, ladies and gentlemen. We will be back for part two. He does apologize for losing the connection, but we will resume it. Thank you.
For V, put your cups up.